All right, here's the deal, folks. This video you're about to watch, I'm going to call it episode 1. I thought it was really good. I was going to originally call it episode, pilot number 3, but I can do a million pilots. I still don't know 100% what I'm doing, but you know what? We're going to roll with it. I love this video. I hope you guys watch it. I hope you guys enjoy it. Tell us how we did. You got 3 special guests to come on. Not just 2, not just 1. 3 special guests. Really hope you guys enjoy this. Take care. All right, is everybody ready?
I'm ready.
Snowpocalypse 18's on its way, guys.
Yes, sir.
Holy shit! What are we gonna do? We gotta get this done pretty quick.
Kyle's gonna get snowed in here, and we can just all sleep together and sleep in back. And
all
stuff,
right.
You know.
3, 2, 1.
It's the loudest show around. Sundown After Dark with your host Bryan Chamberlain, presented by Sundown Audio.
All right. It is Sundown After Dark, even though we're doing it on a Saturday. I am your host, Bryan Chamberlain, and to my left, I've got Kyle Rutherford. Clippo. Fuck yeah. And we got Donnie over there hanging out. He does not have a mic today, but he's just going to be hanging out. And to my right, did I say right last time? Who knows?
You said left, Bryan.
Awesome. I knew my left and my right together. we've got Justin Haddock, and then we've got Mr. Jake over there. All right. So these guys came on a Saturday, and I said, fuck it, let's do a show. So
Thank you for having us.
even though we've got, let's show the people again. We've got snow on its way.
On the way.
What you guys going to do about that?
We're gonna have a sleepover.
Were they talking about any big snow by you guys?
Not that I'm aware of. I know they already started salting the roads last night or the day before.
Yeah. They were talking about possible 12 inches here.
That's the first time Brian's ever heard that.
Yeah.
Kyle don't even need a shovel, man. He just
Hold it up to the camera.
No, well, it's my wrist. My wrists are small.
So if you guys
Not
watched
true.
the first ever podcast that we did, we were talking about Kyle's hands. So
we did discuss it in great detail.
Show people your hands.
It was a 45-minute section.
Well, I pre-gamed for this, so I've been. Where's the camera? There's so
It's
many.
right there. Yep.
There we go. Look
Oh
at
my
that.
God.
Look at
Yeah.
that big.
Oh my
Holy
gosh.
shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a curse. Everything looks small on it.
He's a professional meat handler, guys. He's a professional meat handler.
He really does. He handles the meat for a living.
That's why I drive a big truck. You know.
Drives a big truck because it has a big steering wheel, right?
Yeah.
So I figured since these guys were coming down this weekend, we would go ahead and just do a little show for you guys. We're still on a pilot right now. I guess we'll call this pilot number 3 because we're still learning how to do things. And yeah, we're gonna have some fun today. I guess we can't make it too long because we don't know what's going on with the weather.
Yeah, man.
So, but anyway, fuck it. If we get snowed in, we get snowed in. I'll just stay at your house, Jake.
That's cool, bro.
Stay in your garage again.
Do a whole bunch of episodes.
These things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also may have another special guest just popping in here shortly. I'm not sure what's going on with that.
True
That'd be
story.
cool.
True story.
So we'll have to do some switch hitting on the chairs. So anyway, so what are you guys up to? Why are you here?
Kyle likes to break. Kyle likes to break shit.
We all know why I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's usually once a month, and I'm just kidding.
Yeah, once a month. Yeah. I always like to bring new items in that I put through the, I guess you say, ringer.
Kyle is a destruction artiste.
Yeah. So you guys came pick up some wood. I know that because I guess we can get some special wood around here.
Yes.
Special wood.
Yep. Special wood.
12 inches of it.
Just about. So yeah, you guys down here pick up some things, exchanging subwoofer, shit like that, because you always blow some stuff. We know that.
Not always. Not always.
No,
Often.
I've kind of slacked off about tearing stuff up since Justin's been
Yep.
pretty much doing everything on the whole truck. So
Yeah,
Did you put a shot collar on Kyle when he's like on the volume knob? Stop it!
I have a Kyle question.
Donnie, if you're going to talk, make sure you scream it.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you. So, Kyle, do you do anything special to the Sundown speakers to make them last longer, to put them more through the ringer?
Do I do anything special to them?
Do you do anything?
I do. I bring them back.
I'm just curious. Wasn't sure if you do anything like, under the gas guns
No.
around.
Everything that I have in my vehicle is straight off the shelf. There's nothing special about anything on my vehicle.
I always wondered that.
I'm in the cinema.
I always wondered that. No, I don't have to yell anymore.
So
You got my clip meter over here going crazy.
we got Clippo in the house.
It's a
So
very special episode.
I figure, Kyle, we are going to bolt your spiders down this time. I believe that'll be the first non-stock option that you have.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I am down to try it out.
And who's
Downfordestruction.com.
and who's making those rings to do the bolt down?
I believe that's our boy Ronnie.
Yeah, Ronnie.
Sweet. I don't know if you want anybody to know that, but everybody's gonna know it now.
They know now.
Hey, if people want to pay Ronnie for rings, we'll put them on for him.
Yeah. there you
Yeah,
go.
he makes some money. Yeah. But yeah, that's cool. So we're not gonna get into it too much, but spiders happen.
Spiders do happen.
Yeah.
Spider lives matter. And Kyle's spiders are,
Yeah. It's not a common thing, but Kyle's doing some pretty extreme shit in his vehicle, so we need to go to extreme measures to make sure they last a little bit longer for him.
We got a few goals that we're trying to meet with the ZB5s before we do any type of upgrade on the actual models. So
Yeah. And people like you are the reason why we keep building and doing better over the years, because people like you test our shit to the extreme, and because of you, and Justin over here as well, we can better our products. Would you say that, Jake?
It's like drag racing, that you get a lot of new technology for engines out of drag racing. Everyone's like, why do you drag race? Why do you go so fast in a straight line? I was like, well, it's carryover technology. It's the same thing with DB drag racing.
Yeah. So I want to show everybody. Let's go to this screen right here, and let's show some things here. So that's DVS
Stuff and things.
Actually, I didn't want to go to that one.
I don't know what that is.
Can we get a special shirt made for Charlie that says "Baby's First Stereo"?
Baby's first.
Hold on, I gotta pull something up and then people not see it. There we go.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. So anyway, here's your Instagram.
Not
And
shabby.
So
19.2.
that's a ridiculous.
You know how much money I had to pay for all those followers?
I would say quite a bit.
Kyle, you've been up to a lot of shit, and with Justin here, because you've been like hand in hand, guys, just going at it.
Hand in hand. Get
Yep.
it?
Look at that. So you got another build that you started working on pretty recently, right?
Yeah.
Other
yeah.
than the Clippo.
Yeah.
Tell us about that one, because that's what if you could look in your Instagram, this is where you see a lot of the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I see MTX on there. Tell us about that.
Well,
Tell us about this picture. Look at this thing. Jesus Christ.
how about you push that play button? Can you? Can you push that?
We can do that.
Let's see. Look at that.
Holy shit! We got Clippo and we got Rusto.
Yes.
Is that all wood that's just rotten?
That is rotten wood. It's been sitting out with the roof pretty much exposed. So every.
God damn.
Never mind his eye protection.
OSHA standards.
He was hammering away from him, so it's not going to
So you guys are pretty much tearing this down back to a shell.
tearing it down back to the shell.
And Justin, you're doing a lot of the work.
Yes, most of the work.
Most of the work.
99.5.
Does Kyle pay you in meat?
Look, even though Kyle's very handy, he's a busy man.
That's hilarious.
So tell us about this build. Yeah, everybody knows Clippo. Clippo turned into an extreme demo build.
Yes.
Over the years, you just kind of had to made it that way.
Yeah. I was just trying to go for something, in my eyes, I say different, but just a crowd pleaser as far as, everybody wants a crowd pleaser, right?
Yep.
So, windshield busted. So I asked Justin, I said, what can we do about it? And pretty much you see the outcome as far as the actual windshield. We've had,
You got pictures of that in here, I would assume, right?
Yeah, there's a few of them in there.
How far down do you think that is? It's probably
Not
way
too
down
far, I
there.
don't think.
Because that was in, I would say, June when you guys started doing the window.
Yeah, like last year about this time.
Oh, winter time.
Yeah, there's all these builds that you see in here. That's Justin's building. There's some
Here's
builds
Clippo.
that he's been building that nobody really knows about.
Uh-oh, should I? Well, never mind. These are for the public, so...
Oh, that's
it's
fine. Yeah,
whatever.
these are cool.
He's a builder building
So
builder
does
builds.
252 have their own Instagram? Or,
Yes.
Or is it just Kyle's?
And I have a 252 also.
All right, cool. We'll have to
I
show
don't
those
post
people.
as much as him, but
I tell you what, I got an Instagram pretty recently. I suck at it. 'Cause you got to be on top of it.
Yeah, man.
Constantly posting pictures. I ain't got time for that shit. I better have time to do this.
Hey, I have an Instagram too. Did you guys know that?
A Sundown Instagram.
Yeah, man.
I'd say more people post towards the, because I think it's what, a hashtag Sundown.
Well, it's an at symbol.
I'm
and
really,
then it's on the-
I really
I don't
suck
know how
at
that
doing
shit works.
hashtags. I never do it at all.
Hashtag is what, Twitter? I don't know.
I don't. I think it's just universal.
Look,
now.
Kyle, I got 66,000.
Jesus. So anyway, back to the van. I want to know more about the van. A lot of people are interested in it. Where'd you get it from? Where's it originate from?
I believe Rocky Mount, North Carolina. I believe.
And this was it always an MTX build back when it started?
No, I don't believe it was. I don't remember exactly the beginning of it. It switched a couple owners. Tim Heath, Zimmerman. I don't remember the one before that one.
I believe there's a picture up here. If you can use your magic mouse, and go down.
Here
There's
we
a
go.
picture of it before and then after. It was like a police interceptor looking van.
How far down do you think that is, though?
Don't slow down, bro. go down a little bit more.
Slow your roll.
You'll see it. You'll see it. Come on.
Oh my God, where are you?
Yes, I like to post pictures.
Jesus, Kyle.
Yeah, this is
What's this?
what?
Is that Clippo now?
Yeah, let's clip on now.
Oh, is she not blue anymore?
Where's this guy been? No, it's not blue no more.
Yeah. Dude, I don't pay attention. I focus on work, and I work at home. I don't look at
fine.
shit anymore.
You're good. You're almost there.
I'm
I think.
almost
Yeah, I think
there.
you don't passed it.
Damn it, Brian.
Oh my God.
Mm,
Brian. But anyway,
Bad eye.
you're almost there. Go down.
Oh, Jesus.
This needs to be a touch screen.
That would be great.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Keep going. Almost. Right there.
just-
Stop. See it?
To the left.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Boom. That's what
Oh,
it used to
before
look
and
like.
after.
I don't know the timeline. I don't know nothing about this van. Only thing I know about it is on my route of my job, I pass it every single
Was
week.
it sitting outside?
Yeah, sitting outside of a pawn shop in Elizabeth City. It's actually the bottom picture is the actual install bay down there. What was it? Chauncey's Pawn Shop. That's what it was. But I had been, I have stopped by and looked at it a few times before in the past, just to curiosity to know what it's about. But I mean, at that time, I was more or less not really into all the burp stuff and all that. I mean, So I stopped and looked at it, and I was like, good Lord, this thing's way gone. That was like 5 years ago. I got a video on it of when I did a tour around and looked in there. So I didn't think nothing of it. And then maybe about 4 years later, I met Justin or whatever, and he said, yeah, he knew about it or something like that. So I said, well, let's go take a look at it. So we went down there and looked at it and talked to the owner, and we shook hands with the owner, made a deal with him, and we were willing to pay him money right there on the spot, but well, let me take that back.
Cash money.
We didn't have the cash money that he wanted, but we were going to say we're going to PayPal it to you. He was like, nope, don't do PayPal. I'm old fashioned. I want cash in hand. I was like, okay, well, we're going to shake your hand. Deal's due. He said, bring me the money. So, and then from there, we got it.
Sweet.
So.
That's awesome. Is he passing by it every day, and all of a sudden you just pulled the trigger?
Yeah, it's kind of odd when walk out the door in the morning and it's sitting in your driveway and you've been passing it every day for the past 5 or 6 years you've been seeing it outside. But it's everything looks better when you take a picture of it on the internet. Trust me, it doesn't look better in person. It's horrible. We found. I can't really tell you exactly what we found in it yet until we put the videos up. But there's some interesting things that we found inside the van that we we wouldn't have thought we found
Right.
in a particular vehicle like this. So
Right.
but I will say
this was an extreme build.
yeah, it was an extreme build. I don't know nothing about how to build an extreme build, all that.
That's what this guy's for.
That's what this guy's for. But I will tell you there was no concrete in there at all. So, which was good on our part because
Easier to take apart.
that's what I was thinking. But when we were trying to take out the console, that was more of a headache than anything.
Well, damn. So, Kyle, you brought something with you today.
Do what?
You brought something with you today.
I did.
What'd you bring?
2 hands.
Do I need to go to a commercial real quick?
Let's see. All right.
I see a buttload of stickers. You always bring the stickers.
Yeah, I brought a stack
By
of
the way,
stickers.
my son wants one, so I gotta grab one for him.
I recall Donnie mentioning something to him wanting a sticker, so I figured I'd bring up.
Thanks.
I got about 50 of them here, so I don't know if you can see them. Check them out.
48 of those. Brian, you can have the other 2.
Clipo stickers.
And if you ever come to Sundown, you know they're plastered everywhere. I believe there's one in the bathroom too.
They're everywhere.
There's 26 of them in my office. There's 26 Clippo
Hey, look,
stickers in
Brian.
my office.
Doritos.
Oh, shit.
What's the story behind the Doritos?
I think Kyle's trying to get laid. Am I right, Brian?
Yeah. So the story, while you're doing whatever
And that's
you're
the
doing,
right flavor, isn't it?
That's it.
So the story is, I don't know, Kyle, did somebody tell you about this, or
No, it's just.
you like
This is
Doritos?
amazing.
Yeah. Well, no, hold on.
Amazing.
Go ahead, tell your story,
So-
and I'll tell you about my Doritos.
So just yesterday, and often, I don't want to say if my wife wants something, but if she's trying to butter me up for something, she'll buy me a bag of Doritos and lay it right on my pillow.
Oh,
Because she knows the Doritos do the talking.
oh.
So just yesterday we were all out
Kyle,
to eat.
what do you want from Brian?
Apparently, I'm playing my cards right.
Apparently, I really fucking love Doritos. But yeah, so just yesterday, we were at lunch and my wife just sent me a picture of Doritos. I was like, oh yeah, she's trying to butter me up. I wonder what she's done. So, but anyway, yeah, I like Doritos.
Okay.
He sure does.
I don't want any right now, but yeah.
Well, I got them for you. If you
Got a
need
whole
'em.
bag just in case I get hungry.
Well, can you do me one thing before we go any further?
What's that?
Take your mouse and do me a favor and push that follow back.
Yeah, Brian.
There we go.
Hell yeah!
Boom.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm gone, guys.
So
One follower at a time.
So just the other day, Kyle was helping out with. We were just talking back and forth on Facebook, and he said he was going to do something for us.
Yeah. Of course, some of you may know. All right. Let's see. I started off a small business out of my home, which currently we are back in our home office, our office at the house. Pretty much making shirts, decals, and stuff like that. I've seen it as a good way to actually get to start to know people in the audio community and stuff. Ran it out of our house for probably about 2 to 3 years or so. I'm not exactly sure. But anyway, we ended up doing so much business that it was overwhelming for me to actually carry it on. And my wife, Heather, she pretty much took on a lot of the responsibility of doing all
And
the orders.
it is called
Devious Designs.
right. And I got everybody. I'm showing everybody right now the Facebook
Yep.
page. That is the best way to contact Devious
That's right.
Designs, right?
Yep, and if you click right here on this link, it'll send you to it. Is that right? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Exactly. Actually, it'll be for you. It would be down.
Oh, it's down.
Yep. So I'll go ahead and I'll put a link there. No problem for you guys.
But like I was saying, it's pretty much a small thing. It doesn't really. We pretty much
about to get big.
Well, we pretty much cater to all the car audio community. You know, shipping out stuff.
I saw some. I was going through the pictures a little bit
Yeah,
ago.
we
and
have
I guess you do a lot of local business.
We
too.
do local. My wife does a lot of the local custom shirts and stuff like that for
They keeping her busy?
cheer. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I know we're keeping. So a lot of people don't know this. Derek has gotten so busy, and I think we've mentioned this before. He's gotten so busy he can't make all the shirts.
Yeah.
So we've outsourced the shirts to Devious Designs. Yeah,
Booty
Sundown.
shorts.
yeah, and I am so appreciative of that. I tell you, that was kind of I want to say a gray area because I don't want to do anything to. I don't want to, me taking Derek's work or
Right.
something like that. I just felt, I always asked to make sure that was okay.
Yeah,
or
well, I would
something,
assume he probably said, okay, let's
Yeah,
do it.
yeah,
let's do it that way,
yeah. It's just more or less. I just wanted to make sure I don't want to step on nobody's toes.
Oh, I understand
You know what I
that.
mean? So I mean, it is.
I understand that.
So,
But yeah,
But-
we thank you very much for doing
well,
that.
I got some shirts. I made them. Just check them out. I know, Jake, you're what, extra large?
Yes, sir.
Sweet.
Well, thank you, Mr. Kyle.
Yes,
I'm going
sir.
to take off my shit. Let's get crazy.
Let's see, extra large. I know. I thought there was gonna be somebody
Is
here.
Brian getting naked in here?
Bryan is getting naked here. Boom. Gotcha, Donnie.
Oh my God.
Oh my.
Oh
Oh my. Oh wow.
It's a good thing you brought those Doritos, Kyle.
I know I brought them for a reason.
So these are, actually, let me do it like this. That's what they're going to look like. Right now, these are just prototype shirts.
These are
I'll
just
assume.
prototypes.
Just-
I just did a little
Pre-shirt.
bit. Yeah.
We're just super appreciative. I think let's go ahead and do that right there.
Yeah, man. So
Put it on right now.
Woo!
that's a next level brand. I wanted to see if you like that brand versus the actual
Show 'em your
Gildan.
tattoo.
Super soft.
Oh,
me your
is a Dorito?
You should get a Dorito
My
tattoo.
tattoo says crazy.
Put a Dorito under it. Like that.
And the other side says nacho cheese.
I got a great idea, guys. Brian should get one of them teardrop tattoos, but it should be Doritos. every time he kills a bag of Doritos.
No, you should get
So many. I had to put them on my inner thigh.
Yeah, Dorito chip stand.
Fuck yeah.
Oh Lord.
It's very soft.
Yeah. Yeah. Just let me know if you want those or if you want
I
the.
got a 2X.
The only thing softer than that shirt is Kyle's hands.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude, I can't thank you very much.
Good. Awesome.
For this.
Good. Sweet. Now you just gonna let me know if the logo needs to be. You need to twist your shirt a little bit to the side. I know I got it right.
This is
There we go.
Okay. Well, we'll get that fixed. So, but
Oh man, look at this. Oh man,
Official now.
dude, I'm
you good?
excited.
All right.
Yeah.
This is a thing now.
We'll get you
We
some
got
different
shirts.
some glow in the dark ones and stuff like that.
I guess Kyle and I will maybe hammer some things out so we can get the customers some shirts.
Oh, awesome.
You should print, Kyle. You need to Photoshop a bag of Doritos that says, but it says Sundown After Dark on the bag of Doritos, and like put it on the shirt.
We're gonna get one that says "Drankin' and a Swarpin'," which we haven't told you guys that story yet.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh boy.
That's
Drinking and a
that's some
swarping.
West Virginia talk. Great grandma.
Yee-hoo!
She would say that the boys is out drinking and swarping. We don't know what swarping is. We just assume it's bad.
We do it a lot.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that we do it, but I'm not sure the technical definition.
Oh man, I can't focus anymore because I can't stop staring at the shirt.
Should we go to a commercial break?
Yeah, you know what?
Brian needs some time.
Let's do a commercial real quick, and we'll talk to Justin a little bit more. All right, guys, here we go.
Are you sick and tired of playing sloppy edits with squared off sine waves? Want a moment of clarity? Then sit back and relax and experience what it's like to get rustified. When it comes to transforming new hits and old classics into the best street bangers, ain't nobody got the sweet sounds of the 808s like Russ. With frequencies ranging from spleen-busting high-end to digging all the way down low into the subsonic abyss, Russticals has what you need. Sundown After Dark has teamed up to give you an exclusive offer to save big on his iconic sound. So pull out your mobiles and browse your way over to www.djrusticals.com and pick up your preloaded DJ Rusticals Fire Stick USB today. Go ahead and save 10%. Use promo code AFTERDARK. That's www.djrusticals.com and use promo code AFTERDARK at checkout.
Hey, fix your balls.
Balls. Oh, by the way, balls.
Bryan says balls.
Actually, it says
There
Jingle
you go.
Balls.
Oh,
It's hard to see that. Anyway, let's get back. Uh-oh, we got a visitor.
Oh my gosh.
We got a visitor.
So you can sit here.
Watch your head.
In a little bit, we
How you
can. Hey, Robert.
Hey,
thanks,
Robert.
Thanks for stopping by the way.
Robert
Yeah,
brought
pull up a chair.
something?
In a little bit, we can switch the chairs around or whatever we need to do. Get you on. We'll get you. We'll
He's
get
got
you hot.
Doritos too.
Are you? God damn it! Everybody's got. What do you guys want from me? I mean,
Don't tell anyone I drove here illegally.
Oh,
Yeah.
so, Kyle, when we,
How you getting back? How you getting back?
Oh, my fiance.
Oh, okay. Okay, she's
oh,
here.
Robert.
She followed behind. See, whenever
So nobody can see Robert because none of my cameras face that way.
Okay.
Hey, Robert,
Robert, sit right here. Sit right
can you just see that camera right above you?
Yeah.
Give everybody your face. Give it a little smooch. Give it a little smooch. There you go. All right. So Kyle, during the commercial, we were talking about some things. What you see? You forgot to mention something.
Indubitably.
Oh. Oh, that was a.
Kyle, why'd you do the 12-12s?
Oh, thank you for.
That's what it was. Yeah, that's what it was.
My mind went blank. Well, gosh, it was so much easier in the break to talk about it.
Yeah, man.
You don't have to be proper. Just go for it, dude.
I'm just going for it. Let's see. Well, the whole reason why I wanted to do 12-12 is, of course, because I've never seen it before in a Tahoe. Also, Mike Jenkins is the actual reason behind me putting him in the truck, because he, I guess that's exactly what he was wanting to do if he ever built a demo vehicle, was wanting to do 12-12s. And
Dude, he would take us to lunch in that thing. It was 12-10s.
and yeah, in his 12-10s.
Dude, we would go to lunch in that thing. It's just brutal. Especially when you're sitting right, because we would sit in the back seat.
Yeah.
Because his was built into the cab or into the trunk or the bed,
But
and the blow through was literally where the window was.
yep, I helped him load the subs. Yep, and I believe his wife busted out the back windshield with a bat.
Yeah. Sweet. I think there was a video where
She wasn't even mad at him.
yeah, that was cool. So tell us more about that.
About what?
I don't know.
Okay.
Damn it, Kyle.
Yeah, Christina busted out the back glass with the bat. But I guess pretty much it was a surprise to me that actually it was able to fit just in a pretty much made it happen. So
You're good.
we had to cut out a lot of stuff, but
Mike's
it's,
is
it's in there. You probably won't see another one in the Tahoes like that.
Right.
So
And again, that's Clippo.
yeah, clip
And that is, again, an extreme demo vehicle. And I fought, dude, so during our show in August that we held, I finally got to sit in Clippo. Because every time I've ever went over there was a fucking line a mile long.
paid actor.
Just like this guy, Robert, over here. His fucking line's ridiculous, too.
We got the Clippo and the demo bus all in here at one time.
So,
And 2 bags of Doritos.
so anyway, during our show, I was able to
We got to be able to hear him.
Can you hear me when I talk to the back?
So on the back of that mic, there's a switch that looks like a circle.
You don't have no hidden cameras under here, right?
No.
I didn't know if you do. Or anything. Didn't think of that yet, right?
There should be a
I'm
switch.
surprised
somewhere.
he doesn't, Robert.
Oh, pull up the black thing. No, the cover. Yep, there you go. There's a switch on my side.
Okay, I see it says plus DB on the side.
The one not
DBs.
the figure 8, but the one that looks like a big circle.
Gotcha.
So that's omnidirectional, and put it, I guess, between the two of you.
Ooh.
Yeah. Bring that mic just a little forward.
Between the two of these guys, there's a lot of SPL.
So say something. See if we can hear it.
Chocolate rain.
Titties. Go ahead, Robert.
Say something. See if I can hear it.
I heard you, Robert. You're good.
I'm gonna boost that mic just a little bit.
Turn the gain up, man.
Clip it.
All right. Hopefully everybody can hear you guys. But bring the mic forward a little bit.
Well, damn, Bryan.
No, this way. There you go. That way.
Jesus Christ.
And more towards Robert. There we
I
go.
wanted it in the center of
Yeah,
my
in the center
skull.
to you.
Are you good?
Yeah.
Okay, you
That-
need actuators on there.
There we go. There we
And
go.
just when you really want to talk, go for it on the mic. Put your lips on the microphone. Aw. All right, so God, the fuck were we talking about? Hey, let's talk to Justin because he's not talking any.
Yeah. Hey, Justin, how's it going, buddy?
Good.
So Justin, you've got you're doing 252 customs.
Yep.
And where?
Salud.
Look at this. Dranking and a swarping.
Swarping.
So with you, we've got 252 customs, and you are pretty much, we'll say, the main builder for this guy right here because he's just so busy anymore. And you do some fantastic work. I've been seeing a lot of your work past couple of years, and you escalating and doing really good. Tell us more about yourself, man. How can people find you? Where in what particular area are you located? Stuff like that, so people can we'll get some work for you.
All right. I'm located in Greenville, North Carolina, and most of the pictures and videos, all that is
Oh, you
Kyle,
want a cigar?
because I'm very bad at taking pictures and videos.
Right?
Fucking Doritos.
If you want to open it, you're welcome to. If you's hungry.
Hey, if those were Sun Chips, we wouldn't be able to hear anything else. You ever open a bag of Sun Chips?
Yeah.
I was like me. I was trying to do
Let's
this
give
soft.
Justin his time. So, what have you been up to build-wise lately? Because I know you're busy as shit.
Well, mostly I do steel cages and walls. Mostly, I try to keep away from regular boxes and small stuff.
You're doing a lot of big stuff.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of your work at the shows recently. You're doing a damn good job.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on over here?
He's trying not to munch on camera.
Yeah, he's trying to keep it away from the mic.
This is the Dorito side of the table here.
But anyway,
Go ahead.
so you've been doing a lot of work for Kyle, I noticed. I guess, what are you working on right now?
Right now I'm working on Ryan Maxey's truck.
Okay,
It's
cool.
Yeah,
almost
I know him.
completed.
Yep, he was just here.
Great guy.
He just stopped by last week. Awesome dude.
It's a GMC Envoy. It's got 16 SA10s in it.
I believe he was
18 SA10s.
Nice. Oh, yeah, let's go ahead and show the people. This one right here. So this is Ryan's, or not Ryan. You said Ryan earlier. This is Justin's 252 Customs Facebook page, which is probably a really good place to get in touch with you, right?
Yes.
I must say that logo looks really good.
That is very good.
Is she the one with the tattoo?
I kind of want to
No.
ask her something.
So here it is right here.
There's somebody else that has that.
If you want to see some of Justin's work,
It's the one.
there are plenty of
Leave knows
pictures.
has
Yeah,
the
there's,
Sundown
there's
tattoo.
Jake.
That's not her.
Hey, if you want to see a lot of Justin's work, he's got
One of Nick RC's.
a lot of pictures and shit right here going on.
What's that?
What's what?
The Jeep.
No, the big bird.
Ah,
Yeah, Kyle calls it Big Bird.
Yeah.
what is that?
That's a Chevy Astro. It's going to be a DB Drag Super Street vehicle.
Whose vehicle is that?
That is the team vehicle, I'm going to call it.
Okay. Is it a 252 Customs team?
Yes.
Or is it... Okay.
I call it a team. It's whoever I built for or do work for.
That makes sense. That way you get your name out there and
Yeah.
get your logo and everything on there. But yeah, you're doing awesome work, man. I'm very proud of you. So... That was awkward as shit.
You know,
I
everybody,
think the fumes are coming from Doritos.
everybody that I know with the last name Haddock is like super quiet.
Right. Okay, so you know what? Let's get to a voicemail because that was part of it. So let's do the voicemail shit. All right, here is a. You know what? Since we're talking to Justin, let's go ahead and do one for him. Are you serious?
Unexpected error.
Unexpected error as a
Son of a bitch.
Why?
Let's-
Why do you think?
Clippo,
I wonder if we have yeah, we got internet.
pickaxe.
All right. Here it is. Let's see if it works this time.
Hello, this is Ryan from Virginia. My question is for Justin. Justin, 252 Customs has put out some amazing builds this year. I just want to know what's in store for next. Do we have any big builds coming out for the next coming year? Do you have any projects you're working on? Also, side note, are you related to Derek Haddock by any chance? Yeah, just a thought. Okay, appreciate it, guys. Love everything y'all do. Have a great one.
All right. So let's get to the Derek part first, because everybody's just steaming to know that one.
Yeah, for some reason I get me and Derek confused all the time.
Right?
A lot of people walk up to me thinking I'm Derek, and almost every time I get in the lanes, they always enter Derek's name. Every time.
Damn. So he wanted to know what's your next big build, or what are you up to? We kind of started talking about that. Talk about that a little bit more.
Yeah, like I said, we're building a super street vehicle. We're building that's for the Team 252. Then we're building an extreme Burt vehicle, which is the MTX van.
Okay. Which is Kyle's, and that's straight clipping.
What? Yes. Well, no. Technically, the van is 252 Customs.
Okay.
It's a joint build type deal.
Who's gonna be running it?
I would prefer Justin to run the vehicle.
Well, this one's going to be Burt vehicle with a lot of power, so Kyle needs to not touch the.
That is accurate.
Let's talk a little, because I don't know how deep you want to get into that van and what you do and don't want to say about it. But you were telling me something about the amount of woofers and shit like that. Tell me more, or tell the people more if you can.
The MTX van.
Mm-hmm.
The plan for that is probably 1 to 2 woofers, and
I see.
And you're trying to hit what?
180.
A 180 with 2 woofers.
DB drag legal.
So that's fucking nuts.
So
and that's going to be, I would assume, probably a higher frequency peaking vehicle.
yes, in the high 70s probably.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Trying to hit an 80.
Yep.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
How come you're only planning to go with 2 drivers now that there's not a specific extreme class for 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5+?
Because I like to try to prove a point most of the time where it doesn't take a lot of woofers and a lot of power to do it to
Okay,
score.
so you're just trying to get the 80 with the 2 subs. Huh?
Yes.
Okay.
That's pretty. It's, if you can, kudos to you.
I don't see no need of spending money on multiple drivers and multiple power. I always try to build efficient, build strong.
Any idea what woofers you're trying to use?
Pretty much whatever I can get that's the loudest and the most efficient.
We're gonna say Sundown.
More than likely, compact Neos are going to be in there with carbon cones.
Yeah.
Nice. if we can get
that was DJ Russticals.
Because I don't think I've seen any extreme vehicles with Sundown in it that has done really loud numbers yet.
Mm-hmm.
Most is everything is DD and
yeah. We had the Terra back when we had that, but that wasn't an extreme.
Yeah,
that was
Super
a super
Street.
street. So yeah, it's nice. It would be nice to see an extreme build done with our shit with the least amount of woofers as possible.
Yep.
So you've got the van you're working on, and you've got Ryan Maxey's you're working on. And what were you doing with his vehicle again?
It's a music build. He doesn't really care about numbers, but it's going to do numbers anyway.
I know he's got a bunch of shit he's putting in there.
It's 18 SA10s, 2 NS2s, JYK 80s, McMahon Alts, 6 order, steel cage.
Yeah, quad coils are legal now in DB drag, right?
Hey, microphone.
I know. I'm just asking Robert.
Well, the people can still hear you.
No, our quad coils legal.
Legal? I believe so. Not unless you're in some of those classes that say you gotta have like.
So we're recording, but these guys are talking off to the side.
Yeah. I thought there was some type of thing where you had to have a limit of conductors.
Yeah, we were asking about quad coils.
I think there's limit on conductors. I don't know about the quad coils.
I mean, I think anyone can make any sub they want nowadays.
So that just brought something to Jake's mind. Now he's
Well, I just was doing some testing with the quad coil compact Neo, so I just want to make sure it was legal.
Yeah, you don't want to give something to a customer that they can't use in lanes.
It seems like a really cool idea, and I was going to test it.
Quad quarters?
Yeah, quad quarter.
Jesus.
While we're on that topic, I was actually going to do that whole drive shaft, subwoofer thing that Mythbusters did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And do it for subsonic suicide.
That seems cool.
There was no.
Was it like 10 hertz?
Yeah, there was no ruling saying that you can't have an actual electrical sub.
Right.
Well,
for subsonic
as long as you
suicide.
actually put a spider on it, because Mythbusters did not.
So are you going to do that in the demo bus or something
No, a
else?
different vehicle. I was actually going to either use the drive shaft idea or use air actuators. They wrap it back and forth like a piston.
That's cool.
Right.
To mimic the stroke of a subwoofer.
Stroke.
And they can move smoothly?
Yeah.
It's not just a. It's not a.
Yeah, it's a linear in and out rapid motion
That's cool.
for various things.
That is fucking awesome.
I see. Rapid in and out motion.
I would like to see it. When it comes time to do that, we may be able
It's
to
like
provide.
those toolboxes that they sell in certain stores that have things that come out of it.
Indubitably.
So, Justin, anything else? Actually, I had another question. Another thing. It's actually for the both of you. Let's just go to that real quick. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, my question's for Kyle and Justin both. I was really wondering if Justin's related to Derek Haddock, and if Kyle could show me what them hands do. Thank you.
What them hands do? I don't know who sent that. That's a local number, so thank you.
Yes.
You know, that just reminded me of something I was thinking earlier when Kyle was trying to touch screen it. It looked like he was using a smartphone. If you had normal size hands. And what size TV is that, Brian? Like a 30?
That's a 32.
It looked like a Motorola Razr.
They're talking about the screen in front there. So what them hands do, Kyle?
What? Oh, we're gonna go.
They do a lot
So
of
if you notice, the
things.
guy asked the same question as the other dude. You know, you want to know if you were related to Derek.
I don't think we are. Maybe down the line somewhere.
Probably. So let's go ahead and go to a commercial real quick. We'll get right back on things.
DJ Rustin.
Yeah, I only got one commercial. So if anybody else, and that's let's say that if anybody else wants to do a commercial with us,
I think that. Can you? Oh, go ahead.
what's that?
None.
Let us know.
This is pretty loud when you go to the commercial. Just let you know.
On your end, it is.
No, on my phone watching it.
Oh,
Yeah.
it probably is.
Okay.
I suck over here. This is still a pilot. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Are you sick and tired of playing sloppy edits with squared off sine waves? Want a moment of clarity? Then sit back and relax and experience what it's like to get rustified. When it comes to transforming new hits and old classics into the best street bangers, ain't nobody got the sweet sounds of the 808s like Russ. With frequencies ranging from spleen-busting high-end to digging all the way down low into the subsonic abyss, Russticals has what you need. Sundown After Dark has teamed up to give you an exclusive offer to save big on his iconic sound. So pull out your mobiles and browse your way over to www.djrusticals.com and pick up your preloaded DJ Rusticals Fire Stick USB today. Go ahead and save 10%. Use promo code After Dark. That's www.djrusticals.com and use promo code After Dark at checkout.
We're back. We've got Robert. We did some seat switching, and we got Robert in one of the hot seats now, wearing his Alphard gear.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, you know what? Kudos to them. I'm sure they take good care of you, and no hard feelings. They're good guys. They're all over the damn place.
Yeah.
Kick-ass people. So real quick, let's do a quick shout out to. Here we go. So this YouTube channel, this is Straight Clipping. This is Mr. Kyle Rutherford's channel. And Kyle, what can we find on this channel?
Old videos. No. There's a little bit of everything. I plan on actually doing a lot more updates. I know consistency is a key to doing YouTube videos. I seem to lack consistency, maybe
worries.
on YouTube, but not in messing up stuff.
True story.
But trying to document the actual whole rebuild and resurrection of the MTX van. I got a few videos up here. Actually, the last video I posted was actually trying to, get some, suggestions on how I should do the actual video. Just post videos of the build, or kind of get interactive with the actual YouTube, one-on-one, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
So
Did you do like a vlog style?
I tried that on the actual. Yeah, that's what that is.
Yeah.
I usually just show videos of demos. That's pretty much it. Me not talking to the actual cameras because I'm not really.
Gotta get you a selfie stick.
Actually, I got a nice little gimbal one. But
Doesn't that feel gay holding a selfie stick pointing towards yourself?
yeah.
It's one of the reasons why I won't get one. Hey guys, how's it going today? It's just me in my bathroom. just doing my thing.
Yep. So if you can throw me a subscribe up there, I would
Everybody.
really appreciate it. I mean, I'm close to 3,000 views or 3,000 subs. So
Yep.
I mean, I'm not no big old fish up there, but I tend to see that if you post videos on Facebook, they get more attention.
Oh, yeah.
And
So you got to be
I
careful.
don't have none of these videos. I like to put music that you know
So there's
in the videos, and
Yeah.
that's where I get flagged. But it's like majority of these ain't even. I'm not getting paid for none of these videos.
yeah, and another thing is when you do a YouTube video and then you try to post it on Facebook, Facebook
Yep.
throttles down the views so much.
Yep.
Because I do that on this for this channel.
It's
So-
easily like 100th of
Yeah.
the exposure.
So there's a little bit of a loophole about that. I can tell you about that later. It's one of the things Derek was showing me how to do.
And it's also like I guess the straight clipping page or the actual Facebook page for 252 Customs. If you post something,
Yep.
you have so many followers.
They want you to pay to boost it.
They want their money. They want their
Yep.
cut. So
There's ways around that to get a little more views.
yeah, you have to get everybody to follow or something.
We'll
to that
talk
stuff.
more
Yeah,
about that.
yeah.
I could give everybody the secrets.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's the pay channel.
that's the Patreon channel.
So yeah, but hey, we will be doing a Patreon. I actually set up a Patreon. I just haven't done anything with it yet. We got to get a following first, and maybe get some kind of content to be able to give people that would actually pay. We have to have more content or more merchandise or more this or more that. So I'm not going to get into it just yet because we're a nothing still. So except for Sundown itself is not a nothing. I'm sorry, Jake. I didn't mean to.
There's
do
something to
Yeah, bro.
this channel. So we got Robert over here. Robert, I want to thank you very much for stopping in. What were you doing and why are you here? Let's talk about that real quick.
Jacob, the owner of Sundown, he needed I guess you would say a beater car,
Yeah.
something to chase his kids down in the woods with
Yep.
their quads,
Absolutely.
or maybe jumps himself. So I go to a local auction where they got vehicles that were taken from criminals.
Right.
They're a little scratch and dent, so I got him a minivan.
You get a hell of a deal on them too.
I'm really excited about that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the first vehicle. Good Lord. Let's talk about the first vehicle you got.
yeah.
You got them.
That thing was glorious. The little Volkswagen.
Yeah, it came from the Tokyo Drift Part 2 that was never aired.
Right. And what'd you do to that thing, Jake?
I broke it. It doesn't do anything the car's supposed to do anymore. I may or may not have gotten it airborne 50, 60 times.
Right.
And when I parked it the last time, a lot of smoke was coming out of the hoodle region
Hoodle.
of the vehicle. And it did start one more time after that. It doesn't do that anymore.
Damn.
I do have a question about that. Did you ever strap the battery back down? That
I
had
put
the-
some ratchet straps around it, yeah.
Okay, because I know that was just loose.
Yeah, it was the first time I drove it around, I actually knocked the connectors off of it. So I was like, I better do something about that.
Before that was a Jeep that Jake had for a while.
Yep, I crashed that into a tree. It was really fun.
I was in the front seat when he crashed into a tree, and the whole rear end of the vehicle lifted. That's how hard we hit the tree.
Now it still drives around. It just doesn't turn left so good anymore.
By the way, you know how you say driving with me is scary? Driving with you on your land is fucking scary as shit.
Oh yeah.
And you know how I want to control the vehicle. I have to drive.
There's a dent in the floorboard where Bryan was pressing the invisible brake.
In general, driving on just open land, you never know if there's a little dip or
Yeah.
a gopher made a hole and you're driving and just fall into a divot.
You got to speed up before you hit those.
We need to get some more gophers on your land.
Yeah.
There's holes everywhere. So yeah, basically Robert's getting some vehicles for Jake from time to time. Every time he, fucks one up.
Yes.
And the vehicles at the end of their life will end up getting shot by plenty of guns and blown up by tannerite. That's kind of how that works. And I believe that's going to be happening soon to a few vehicles.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure Derek on his channel, that channel is Sundown Audio Unofficial. And that's where the video is going to be for that.
Justin's
I would
brother.
assume. Yeah.
The train too.
Yeah, a fucking train. So, Robert, let's get back to you. I know you from many years ago. Like, we don't know each other, but I've known you for a while because of seeing you on TV. And I want to say you were somewhat of an inspiration back then, as we were about the same age. You on TV working in car audio industry. I was like, holy shit, this is pretty cool. It's a dude about my age. Let's talk about that. How? So it was Unique Whips was the name of the show, right?
Yep.
And that was what's the name of the actual company?
The actual company is Unique Auto Sports.
Yep.
They've been around, I'd probably say maybe like 95, maybe even earlier.
Mm-hmm.
The owner, Will Castro, he originally started as a detail shop.
It was like Miami, wasn't it?
Huh? No. This is all on Long Island and New
Well, I'm
York.
talking about with him. I thought he started down in Florida somehow.
No.
He's always been New York?
Nope, he started in Bayshore, New
Okay.
York, on the island. He was a detail shop. Then he opened up a small audio shop. Then he became a little more known once he opened up a shop that was right over by Nassau Coliseum.
Yeah.
That's where his big partner came in, Busta Rhymes.
Oh, yeah.
Allegedly, there were some things where, Busta Rhymes kind of invested some money to get him going, which then led him getting into the larger shop in 2005.
I would assume knowing Mr. Rhymes would get you kind of far, especially back then.
Yeah, well, back then, he had probably about 7 cars, and he lived in the city, so there was really no parking garages. So the shop that was built and Will ran pretty much housed all of his cars. And then whenever he wanted a different car for the weekend, one of us would drive one out and pick the other one back up, and we'd just keep jockeying them around whenever he wants another car.
Nice.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, that man is such an inspiration. I can't get it out of my mouth. That you were able to work there. So
Yeah,
let's talk about.
like he had a Murcielago, he had a Diablo, he had a blue Rolls Royce, a couple different cars.
Yeah, so that show was on for like what 6-7 years, something like that. I believe it was somewhere in that range.
It's currently on right now.
Oh, they're
not
still-
right now today, but yeah,
Are they're still doing things on
they just
TV?
had another season. I mean, if you want me to kind of give you the timeline of, because things kind of changed, and
Yeah. Well, I want to know how you got involved.
Well, I got involved kind of an odd way. So when I was in junior high or middle school, probably in 2003, 2004, there was a kid in my class. He had a jacket on, said Unique Autosports. Just through talking, I kind of asked him, and he's like, "Oh, I sweep the floor at this shop, and there's celebrities that come there, and all these cool cars, whatever."
That's awesome.
So I asked him about like getting one of the jackets or whatever. It was just promo wear, So I think he was trying to sell it to me for like $60, something like that. And then that just kind of got pushed aside. I just knew that the place was like 8 minutes from my house. And then in 2005, I actually was working with my half-brother doing a garage renovation type thing. It's like a slot wall, but it's PVC type material. It's not wood.
Gotcha.
Well, Will Castro wanted this stuff installed in the building so that they could hang stuff up. It's like a slot wall. So my half-brother, he was working for the company, so he asked if, I wanted help install the stuff so we could bang it out in a weekend. So I did. That was the first time I stepped foot into this building that allegedly had all these nice cars and whatever. So I kind of saw what was going on. We did whatever job we had to do with the slot wall for their wood shop that they were building. And the job was done, and that was that. And at that time, I was a DJ roadie for another company, which is pretty much the person who carries the equipment.
I did that
in and
for a
out of
little
the
while when I
building.
lived in Philly.
They kind of let you, like, watch the mixer and everything when they go to take a bathroom break. And, they're like, oh, if anything happens, just hit this button again, and re-loop it. So I did that originally. So what ended up happening is I emailed the Unique Autosport page and said, hey, my name's Rob. Me and my, half-brother, we just installed a slot wall, etc., Just seeing if they had any openings or,
Sweep the floor, get your foot in the door somehow,
yeah,
right?
I mean, it was before I even had my license. And then he said, yeah, you could come down and we'll, see whatever. Now, at that time, I was handy with my hands. I did help my father.
Were they on TV then?
Yes.
Okay.
They already had one season out, their first season.
Okay. So they were already known.
Yep. So they already had their one season. So he pretty much just talked to me. He saw that I lived right up the block. So he called me an intern. Now, some people that are interns, they don't get paid. I was a paid employee.
Yep.
I got $8 an hour off the books. I mean, at that time...
off the books, nobody's...
I mean, at that time, other people who were in school, if they even had a job, maybe like $6.50 at McDonald's.
Right.
This is $8 an hour, cash. Now, it did kind of suck. I had to wash the same car every day.
Oh, yeah.
Basically.
Keep shit shiny.
Because what it is every day they'd open up the doors and they'd pull all the vehicles out that were in the middle. And they'd, line up 3 or 4 on each side of the building. and the shop was the whole center portion. So every day they'd put those out, and they would want to wash them so that they were nice and clean just for passing cars. They're like, oh, look at all these Lambos
Right.
and Ferraris. So me and some other guy, we'd always be detailing these cars.
Even in the wintertime?
Huh?
Wintertime too?
I mean, if it wasn't
that's
like
cold
full-blown
hands.
snowing, but yeah, there was very cold water. Especially Will's XLR he had, a Cadillac XLR at the time. Had to wash the piss out of that. But there were always pros and cons. Because I lived really close to him, at some point he had me be his delivery guy.
All right.
So he would order food at like 7 o'clock at night, call me up and say, hey, can you go pick up my Chinese or my pizza from wherever? He's like, you can come to the house and pick up the car. So
Hell
and
yeah.
this is after I got my license. So I'd go to his house and hop in one of his cars to go get this pizza or Chinese or whatever.
That's awesome.
Eventually they gave me like a cell phone to use because, again, he was calling me to order stuff, for himself.
And that's how you build a good rapport. So how did you end up going from there to actually doing more and being on the show?
Well, the show was technically already happening before I got hired. So once I was there, I don't remember the production company.
You started off as the dude man. That's what we call it around here.
Oh, me?
Yeah, we call him the dude man. The person just kind of does a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And then you then started actually becoming an installer at one point, didn't you?
Well, the way they had their shop set up is they had a rim and tire guy. They had a guy named Remy, who is not his real name.
Right. He is on Facebook.
Huh? Yeah.
It's still Remy on Facebook.
His real name's Keith.
Uh-oh.
Secret's out.
Oh, shit.
It's not that much of a secret, but same thing. So Remy, he was a graffiti artist, and
He has his own shop now, too, I see. But I see he's doing work.
Yes and no.
Oh.
We could get to that. So he was a graffiti guy. He was the main fabricator installer. We had a guy named Chet. He was the electronics man. So remote starts, backup cameras, anything wiring-wise that didn't require a circular saw, he did.
Okay.
They had a guy named Chico who was a window tinter. He was quick, fast. Shit came out great.
Awesome.
He was a window tinter. They had another guy who was the main delivery guy. He would pick up and drop off cars because he had the license to do so.
Right.
So everyone had their own thing. Now, me coming into the shop, obviously I had a little bit of everything. I'd be sweeping the floor if they were pulling wires out. And if you do watch, I'm on the whole second season. So if there's a couple episodes on YouTube where they did Tom Wolfe's white Cadillac, all white, everything. Floor mats, everything.
God, imagine trying to keep that clean.
Yeah. I was on that episode, and they actually had a Canadian girl intern come down who graduated a BOCES and wanted to try and, again, that's a odd story in itself.
All
But
right.
they had some girl who wasn't really that great come down just for, TV purposes, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
She later on ended up coming out with a company that she owns called Baby Doll Performance.
Uh-oh.
I see.
Good for her. You know?
But that seems to be like a going trade. People will work somewhere, gather either clients, knowledge, information, and then take off,
do their own thing.
make amps, subs, whatever,
That's what they
call
do.
up other customers and start.
Yeah. We've seen that happen plenty of times in the industry.
But yeah, I started, sweeping the floor and helping them pull interiors and stuff. We had a guy that did solely upholstery, so we would unstitch every panel from a seat, basically trace it out on manila paper, and that was his template. That was so that when another vehicle came in, like a Hummer H1,
That makes
H2,
sense.
whatever, they didn't have to keep tearing
They already
it down.
had the template
They
to
had
do
the
it.
templates, yep.
That's awesome.
But all this guy would have me do is unstitch everything with a little razor blade. He'd trace it out on a manila folder. He'd then cut out the patterns, and then this guy literally just takes...
That's got to be kind of scary to do on a very expensive vehicle.
Yeah.
You don't want to accidentally slice the seat open.
Well, the material's not being used anymore, so as long as you're cutting all the threads and you have the whole panel, that's all garbage anyway.
Makes
So
sense.
whether it was, $10,000 brand new Mercedes seats, which they were, it was all garbage.
There you go, Jake. You and your Mercedes, your seats.
Nothing was a slip over or nothing like that. This guy did get paid per car. He was probably the highest paid guy. So he would pretty much do like 12-hour days and do sometimes 2 cars in a whole week, and I think he got $3,500 a car.
Whew.
So they did like subcontracting through there for certain things like that?
Certain stuff, paint. They
Okay.
did their paint elsewhere. Everything else was in-house, upholstery, whatever, stuff like that. So like I says, I pulled interiors, I painted panels if they want to change the color. Once they knew I had a little more of an automotive background, I've done a couple big brake kits on there, stuff like that. I wasn't a head installer, and I wasn't actually the guy to put subs in the car.
Right.
That's
But
just how
but
it
you know
is.
what? It got your feet wet and got you in the door. And
Oh, yeah.
I would assume you learned a lot working there.
I did learn a lot. I also met a lot of people. Working there when they did Tony Stewart's hearse that they did, they actually had Steve Brown from Alpine who did all of those concept vehicles that everyone
Nice.
knows
Yep.
from Vegas and CES. So I met Steve Brown,
Okay.
Fishman,
yeah.
who does everything motorization.
I met Fishman for about an hour.
Yeah.
Awesome dude.
Gary Biggs from JBL, who
Oh, yeah.
became R&D for JBL, now works for Audio Frog as a VP.
Oh, I didn't know you worked at Audio Frog. That's cool.
Yeah, so he's now into that. From Gary Biggs, I met Mike Bartell, who was, again, another JBL competitor. And this all played a role later on in life. I was able to contact these people, and I was kind of able to get certain
yeah.
deals. You know, like I was able to hit up Fishman with Metra and stuff like that, Tsunami. I used to have, back in like 2008, those JBL GTI 6000
Right.
amps, those huge ones.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Those are cool.
Now, I did pay for them. I got them for a very, very, very low cost.
Good.
One reason was because most people could not fit these in their vehicle.
So they had a bunch hanging around. They just need to get rid of, right?
Not necessarily. It was Unique Autosports. They had 2 of them, but they weren't ever going to put them in some guy's brand new Mercedes.
Right.
One question people have asked in the past: a lot of these enclosures that were made were not built for performance. They were for looks.
Right.
So people who wanted JBL W7s or these JBL type subs, when they built these enclosures, they were not spec'd for them to be 100% performance-wise. People weren't looking to get 150.
It's the fabrication side of things that they were going for.
They wanted them to be in there with acrylic, trim panels, lights. Yeah. It was more of a looks thing. They still worked, but they weren't getting every little bit of performance out of everything.
Makes sense.
So these amps were just something they weren't going to use. So I did pay a 3-digit number for them each.
Still a great deal.
Yeah. I paid
Yeah.
$500 each.
I would have bought them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Now this is in 2008, so this is 2 years after they came out
Right.
at $6,000 a piece.
How long were they?
Huh?
How long were they?
Long?
Yeah. They were a big ass. I remember them. They're huge.
They were 89 pounds. They're
Good God.
they're probably
They're wide, too.
around 38 inches by maybe like 26.
Were they weren't Class D back then, were they?
Yes,
They were?
the 6000s were D, and then the 3000, which was half the size, was an AB. And I actually built a Hyundai Accent with a 6000 and a 3000 side by side. I actually had to notch out the inner fender wells to fit them in. This is in 2008. I started doing audio professionally, I guess you would say, in 2006.
And you weren't in North Carolina then.
No, I was in New York.
Man, that 6000 was really interesting. One of some of the things I recall reading the tech on it, they had the big power supply transformer.
Yep.
And all the power supply FETs were in a circle around it, so they were all equidistant from the power source, which is really cool from an engineering standpoint.
Yeah. Do you remember anything with the specs and the ohmage, how it worked?
It wasn't it pretty level on various loads?
Yeah, it pretty much did its full power at 4 ohms.
Yeah.
And it had like 3 different ways to wire it. I can't remember exactly, but there was either a high voltage parallel, a low voltage
I think you could get like the
series.
same power anywhere from 1 to 4, right?
Yeah, yep.
That was neat.
Damn.
Now, one little trick to know about this amp. So one day I was at a show with this amp, and I was doing something, and all of a sudden the amp wouldn't come on. And I tore the whole car apart, everything, from front to back, battery, wires, RCAs, head units, everything. Come to find out that this amplifier, because of its high voltage state, I guess you would say, or whatever, there's these aluminum covers that access where the speaker wire is going and where the power wire is going. There's actually a magnetic chip in there. And when you put it on, it energizes it and allows the amp to turn on. Because I had that cover off,
So it's like a safety
a
almost.
safety.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
That's cool.
I chased my
There you go,
ass
Jake.
forever forever, all day at this show.
Wow.
To not power it on. Then all of a sudden, I'm moving shit around. I just put the cover back on because I gave up.
Boom.
And the fucking thing turns on. And I was like,
An amp like that with that sort of voltage could be dangerous if it
Yeah.
wasn't covered up. So that's smart.
yeah, I like
Yeah.
that it was, it internally had lights and stuff. Now, I don't know what shop this was, but in 2008, I did come to North Carolina, and I went to a show that was right over by right over by 49. Exit 49 off 77. It was a stereo shop.
That was Tremors,
And-
right?
Yep.
And I was, I had one of my Explorers with the 6000 in it, and I was up against a yellow CRX at the time, and I actually beat a yellow CRX by
Yellow
0.2.
CRX.
Was that me? Did you beat me?
Dude.
It was by point. It was by 0.2.
Oh,
I was tied. I ran home.
I think
to
that was
get an
me.
He
external
had a yellow
regulator.
CRX back then.
I ran home to get an external regulator so that I could charge it to 15.2, and I just squeaked by like 2/10.
I think it was me. I think you beat me.
It was in Street B. It was DB Drag Street B.
Jeez.
sounds like me.
212s, one battery, car off.
Dude,
That's awesome.
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
Fucking small world, huh?
Yeah.
Let's just say it was you. It was Jake. You beat Jake.
Well, that sounds like Tremors Auto Sound, which was a dealer of ours at the
Yep,
time, and
in
I had a
Statesville.
yellow CRX, and I had it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
remember
I
those
had
guys.
a 2-door black Explorer.
sweet.
And but yeah, I had one of my JBL 6000s in there. I had probably 8 different cars with those amps in it. I even took the casings off and put it into a CRX. I had it in my Hyundai as well for a 212 setup, and I went to New York to a non-sanctioned event. Pretty much they went off of USAC style. It was off of Cone area.
Right.
So everyone who had 212s roughly did like a 143.
Yeah.
I was about 7 decibels higher. They made me take everything out of the car and said I had hidden subs
They
somewhere.
wanted to see
in
what
this
you were
thing.
doing.
Yeah. And a little prank, again, I don't know, this was kind of comical. So I had an ice pack on my front battery. This was still when it was Street B. So I had the hood open. I have like 19 runs coming off of a battery in my Hyundai Accent. At the time, it was a Kinetic because that's what was around,
Yep.
popular back then. But anyway, so I had a shitload of runs coming off, and I had an ice pack on there. And everyone was like, what is that? I was like, well, CCA, cold cranking amps. It's got a higher output number, so I'm going to make the battery really cold. So I had ice packs on my battery.
Damn.
And after I ran my number on their AC 180 or whatever, AC 190 amp, and whooped everyone's ass in that class by like 7 dB, everyone ran to 7-Eleven across the street and were buying ice bags and putting them on the fucking batteries.
That's funny.
Damn.
I like that.
Yeah, this was in 2007. So.
That's awesome. So what brought you to North Carolina? Because we all knew about you a while
Yeah.
back ago, and then a few years ago you just ended up here in our neck of the woods.
My mother moved here in 2007 after she sold the house in 2006, which is kind of right when I graduated, and a lot of this stuff kind of started.
That's when I started Sundown.
Yeah, that's what while we're on the Sundown thing, I knew Doug Fabio.
Oh yeah.
Since then, the local show,
#1 Sundown fan.
yeah, the local sanctioned, the local non-sanctioned show I was just talking about with the whole ice pack and everything. That's the first time I met Doug. He had 315s. They were like Nightshade V1s or
Yep,
something
they
like
sure
that.
were,
I beat him, and at the time, the guy Stanley Howard, 80 inches,
Stanley.
was mad, like tweaked over me because he thought that was my show and I was running it, and I purposely made Doug lose. So these are all like long-term things that people had feelings about, towards me, and then they realized it was not me, and
Right.
it was all just whatever. But yeah, I've known the Sundown name for a while. I've known a lot of the long-term people that've been with them.
Yeah, Stan's been around since the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
The forum days.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Even when I started, in 2006, there were a lot of these guys that I met. People from the city. The one guy you have, Vex Pro or
Yep,
whatever.
Andy, yep. Yep.
All those guys were doing all this stuff back then. Putting speaks in the doors and everything. Now back then, they weren't really concerned with bass. Honestly, all their vehicles sucked at bass. I had 212s louder than their 818s.
Yeah, they're more of like a street battle style.
Yeah, but once more people were coming out with bass type vehicles or whatever, they realized how far behind they were with having proper bass enclosures.
That's
and
where
stuff.
Sundown comes in.
So, but anyway,
So what are you doing now?
I moved here in 2015 after I was purchasing a house and it fell through. So
That
between
happens.
that, a job, and an ex-girlfriend, I was like, okay, I'll move. So at the time, I was a diesel technician. So I applied for various jobs, different school counties. Mecklenburg County hired me as a diesel tech for the school buses.
Which is where Charlotte, North Carolina is.
Yep. So I had a job lined up. So pretty much I stayed at my mother's house in Statesville, who's been here since 2007, for 3 months. Commuted back and forth to Charlotte until I bought my house, and that was 3 months later. So I lived in Statesville for 3 months, and then now I've been in Charlotte for 3 years.
Awesome.
But
How do you like it? How do you like the South? It's a huge difference.
well,
Although where you live, there's a lot of Northerners.
Yeah. There's a lot of Northerners, and I could get to a gas station or fast food in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So there's real no difference from where I used to live.
The people down here, because I'm originally from the North myself, so the people down here and the way in which life in general is handled, a little bit slower, and it just feels a little bit better, in my opinion. You can kind of breathe down here.
Yeah.
It's like, because anytime I go up north, because I'm originally from the Philadelphia area, anytime I go up north to see my family,
Philadelphia,
it's like my anxiety goes like, and I'm just driving. I'm like,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
One, because my fiance, she worked in sales for a car dealership, and when they were like, "Oh, you're from New York," you're gonna have to slow down a little bit. We're a lot. We're not as fast paced.
We're from the South.
my mom's boyfriend, he's from the country as well in Statesville. He's got like 30 acres with a trailer on it, and my mom brought him to New York City. And he was like holding his phone and his chain, and like he just,
Where's my wallet? Where's my
all
wallet?
the stories that you hear, like people getting mugged on the train. So he was like very like worried for himself.
Every time I hear New York City, I always think about the old Pace Picante salsa commercial. They're like, New York City, get a rope.
Get a rope.
You remember that?
I don't remember the rope part.
Yeah, because they were gonna hang him because he's from New York City.
Oh, you can't say that now.
Well, I mean,
Everybody
it was funny.
Everybody gets offended
Back in the day, before everybody was triggered, like
triggered. Yeah. So, but yeah, you're down here in the South.
Yeah. So now I work for
here
the
to
city.
stay.
Yeah, I work for the city now / government. I get a little bit of pull with different
The government.
things. Yeah.
But get the fuck out of here. You from the
Yeah,
government.
as long as I'm not committing a crime, I got some, leeway. I've had neighbors bitch at me about vehicles at my house.
Of course.
So they sent me a message, hey,
You
we
got an
noticed-
HOA?
No.
That's good.
No HOAs, but I am in the city limits. So I got a notice saying, well, you have 4 buses and 4 ambulances in your backyard. So I go down to the station, tell them everything. They show me the pictures that this neighbor took. She was hanging out her bathroom window from the second story from like 4 houses down, and obviously you could see across all the backyard.
that's fantastic.
And that's the picture she took.
Of course.
And sent it to them.
They're like, you don't have 4 ambulances? What's your problem?
Yeah. So
Speaking of buses,
I mean, I'd rather the person just ask and, hey, are you a chop shop? What's going on? Because
Yeah.
it's not like they were complaining about noise. There was no noise violation. It was just, why were there so many medium-duty vehicles at your house?
I've been accused of being a chop shop before, too, so we have a lot in common.
So one good thing is when the person came to give me the summons versus the pictures, 3 of them were gone. So there were only a couple things that I had to do. But again, because I work for the city, I have the same email as those guys. We kind of like went to a back and forth thing. He brings his vehicle in for service. He doesn't bother me. A
are
neighbor.
they trying to accuse you of doing business in a residential area?
Not necessarily business. You're allowed to have 1 RV, 1 medium duty type vehicle. Normal cars are fine. And if you have anything that doesn't physically have plates, it does still have to run. Otherwise, it's considered like a planter or a sitter or whatever they call it.
Yeah. I got a couple planters in my yard.
So, this year, everything got resolved with that. This year, someone complained about my garbage can. Again, they have a thing where it can't be out for more than 24 hours because it's just a clean city thing. They don't want the
And
area
that's
to
the
look
problem with
shitty.
Northerners moving down here, making all these laws and
Well,
shit.
now, granted, everything is in my backyard. So, again, I had another lady, and this lady took it upon herself because she's lived in the neighborhood for 34 years since the house was built. Anyone who has issues goes to her, and she's the spokesperson. So she went to the town and said, this guy has several...
Community bitch.
Yes. She's 79 years old.
Oh,
she
no.
said, I have several junk vehicles in my yard, right? So I had 2 ladies come to my house. Again, we were talking on like normal phones now because they knew I already worked for the city.
Yeah.
So I was like, hold on, let me get this handful of keys so I can start everything up. And I'm just one by one. After I got to 7, she's like, all right, it's fine. That one doesn't have a window. Just put something over it. Even though it's not visible by the street. Nothing's visible from the street because it's only in the backyard. But
this is crazy shit, man.
Yeah, but because one car didn't have a window, she's like, just put a car cover. So I bought one of those, like, microwavable looking car covers.
Better than me. I would have.
So now it looks like a piece of leftovers in my backyard.
This would have never happened in the great state of Mississippi.
So,
but now I'm gonna be law enforcement. Did I just sound southern?
Hey, someone's gonna call you on you, right?
yeah.
Like, excuse me, officer. This asphalt neighborhood has all these cars. I'm like, I'll be right there.
let
Hey,
me
I'm
put
there.
let me put my hat on.
Well,
That's my home address.
I've made jokes to people because this lady was being such a bitch, and this other lady.
He's gonna book himself.
No. Like if we lost power, I was gonna call like up Charlotte Water or whatever and just tell them don't restore power to this lady's house right away. Let them sweat it out a little bit. Let
Hey,
them be the only house on the block.
Robert, I have a good similar story. When I was in Troutman for years, and nobody bothered me. And then there was this old lady. She was 94 years old. For some reason, decided she wanted to call the cops on us like every day. And my mom used to work at the health department. And my mom was not having any of that stuff because my mom loves everybody, but you don't create any trouble for her boys, you know. So this lady that kept calling the cops on us had an old pool that was uncovered with water in it. So my mom was like, there's a mosquito hazard in our neighborhood. And so they had to like dig up their pool and like fill it in and all this stuff.
So you're saying that you guys were the people that were...
We retaliated because the cops came to our place like, we're going to fine you. Yeah. We were just testing because we do QC testing on every woofer.
This is when you were doing Sundown at your mom's.
No, this was in Troutman.
Okay.
Was it the old lady across the street?
The old lady. She was 94 years old. Yeah. And then she waved at us every day. She's like, hey, I just called the cops on you. I guess.
well, going off of your story, the lady who had the initial complaint of all the vehicles, she does have a swimming pool and has grandkids. So I did say, I was going to call and have a noise violation be brought that there was too many kids screaming in their pool.
It's disturbing my base.
But no, all jokes aside, but my bus, if I do just a quick volume turn, the way my house is set up, there's just a wall of trees before the next block. So if I play it, it just resonates literally like 15 blocks in one direction. You can just hear it echo down the trees. You know, but no one, calls the cops.
I don't know who's doing that.
Earthquake.
No, honestly, no one where I live, no one knows that there's like bass in my vehicle or anything.
Let's talk about the bus. The bus is ridiculous.
It's pretty tarded,
yeah. It hurts to stand on the side of it, not the front of it, but it hurts to stand on the side of that damn thing.
But you're at Sundown, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, that would have been the last time that it was somewhat decently playing.
Hell of them ladies.
At Slamology, I was still putting speakers in, and I didn't even get to EQ it because I had a bunch of noisemakers in front of me. But Sundown, most of it was.
Oh yeah,
working.
I remember.
It's pretty nasty.
Slamology. They put you right next to all the other shit, and it was.
Oh, not next to it, in front of it.
Yeah.
All of the south of the border folks.
Because I remember because you were trying to do like sound checks on all your equipment. You couldn't do anything.
I couldn't even ohm shit out because the speakers are moving like fucking subs.
Yeah.
But at Sundown, it was playing pretty good with how it was.
We liked what you.
There was some fine young ladies dancing around your vehicle.
Yeah,
that was fun.
It was resonating the little storage trailer. Pretty well.
Let's talk about the ladies.
They are.
How does that?
They are very Russian, are they not?
Yes, they are, and they are go-go dancers. They do.
For them.
I'm going to sound
raves
sexist
from
here,
Ultra.
but did they ship them in from Russia?
No. No, actually. All right, so people know Galen, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Never heard
the
of
green guy. Okay.
We know him.
All right. Well, one of them lives right by him.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
So did Alfard handle all that for you, or did you do that?
The girls?
Yeah.
No, the girls are just a promo thing. They try and keep authentic girls. So for instance, SPN like 2 years ago were 2 Russian girls. One lived in Miami. One lived somewhere else. They were flown in. The only time we did not have Russian girls was at Slamology last year. Not this past one.
Gotcha.
The year before. The ones this year, Russian. Sundown, Russian. Finals last year, Russian. So they're all Russian except the 2 girls they had at Slamology last year. Those were kind of like last minute, like Tinder.
I would must say that the whole show they didn't stop moving.
No.
I mean,
They did
even
not.
when they were probably in the bathroom, they were
Yeah.
probably still dancing.
It's like 8 hours of shaking booty.
But that's the thing. They do work for Ultra and stuff and all those other rave companies, so they have to be
They take it
dancing
serious.
all day.
I mean, it was
That's their
serious.
job.
Yeah.
That's their job. That's probably every
Now-
weekend they're probably doing it.
Now, Grant, they actually do a lot of like working out because I follow them on Instagram now, and so does Galen and a bunch of other people. So they do a lot of exercising and stuff like that. But some people
Good
are
for
like,
them.
oh, they don't dance good, or they're like out of sync and stuff.
No, they did a good job.
But I was just like, well, I didn't see any girls on your car.
mean,
You try to dance. You try to dance for 8 hours.
I mean, they were having fun.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Did anyone see that
Dude.
guy that was on top of the car adjacent from me who was dancing?
I
it's
can't-
probably
can't-
Galen.
I can't even dance for 8 seconds, and these girls are dancing for 8 hours, and I'm like, all right, good for them,
Yeah.
good for them.
Yeah.
So we
I mean,
one of our shipping reps actually came to the show. He's an older gentleman, probably
Was it Bill? It was Bill.
Bill.
Yeah, Bill.
Mid late 60s.
He had to take an extra heart pill after seeing those girls.
He had the greatest time. He took so many pictures with the girls.
Yeah, he was like, guys, I don't know if you know this. There's some girls over there. That's where you can find me.
How old is he?
He's in his 70s.
Oh, okay,
he?
I think I might have seen
Yeah,
him.
he's an
Yeah.
older gentleman, short. He's got like a little bit of a gait issue because he has a knee problem, in
Yeah.
his age and stuff. He had hip surgery. He's like, I'm just going to be over there by them girls if you need me.
biggest smile.
You could have let me know. I would have hooked him up. Like one-on-one pictures and whatever.
Bill's fantastic. He's the old FedEx rep we did in Troutman. He sat in Rob Webster's build, the old Explorer with the 1218s.
And if you're watching
And
this
everyone-
on YouTube, there's
Yeah,
actually a video.
Everyone
of
on
that.
YouTube is like, "You're gonna kill that old man. He's gonna have a heart attack." And they were concerned about it. And then that was years ago. And now Bill's still coming around. He's like, "I'm gonna see them girls again."
Oh yeah. But anyway, so
Yeah,
you.
rave girls. And that's 4212s, by the way.
Yeah.
God damn.
But they weren't all on.
4212s.
Yeah, but
Tell
there
me-
there wasn't 42
Talking
playing.
about the pro drivers in the
Yeah.
front.
Yeah, there's only about 25 playing because
Hold on, Jake. Jake, hold on. We're gonna hang it. We're gonna. Okay, go ahead.
Tell me about the actual truck that they shipped over here. Was there some type of issue or something?
issue.
I guess there was something wrong with the motor or something.
Oh,
like that.
well, so what happened is actually yesterday was 1 year from when they got delivery of the F-350. Now, the Ford F-350 is a company build. It's not owned by one individual. So that vehicle came from Florida, like 5 years ago. It came from Florida. It was shipped to Russia for them to build.
Damn.
And then it actually came back to Florida. So the transition to do all that and put legal plates and drive it was not really an issue.
Yeah.
If they send just one of their regular Russian vehicles here,
It's a
we're not
shitstorm.
going to be able to drive it. It's just going to be
By the
trailing.
way, I was watching JP's video the last time he went to Russia. They've got vehicles out the ass there.
Yeah.
You were there. I would have. Yeah. That this past time were you there?
Yeah. Oh, not this past time, but they opened up a pretty much an install shop. So they originally had their warehouse, and they built an extension with all their offices and
Yep.
customer support, warranty,
They
this,
got
that,
builds.
whatever.
Constant builds out the ass over there.
Yeah, they have a lot of like company builds, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
Then they have some builds that team people kind of built, and then they kind of acquired them and stuff like that. Like they have a music build that's it does a 175.8 at 38 hertz, sealed on the glass, DB drag style.
That hurts.
Starting to see a lot of the Russia builds on YouTube now. I mean, I don't know, they've probably been there before, but
Yeah.
I'm starting to see a lot of videos of actual stream builds and stuff like that. It's
There's
pretty cool to watch, though.
There's a channel that I watch on YouTube that is a Russian channel. They
Is
have
it
a,
the one where they like put concrete in the tires and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they have a guy, an American, translating.
Yeah.
That channel's awesome.
So they have one channel where they do all of their like product what's the word? Product reviews, I guess
Yeah.
you'd say, in Russian. Then they have another channel that they started doing like
translating
for Americans. So when the new speakers come out, but they do funny stuff too. Like they were, advertising their dampening material.
I actually watched the one in Russian, and I could kind of see them say Americans,
Donnie,
and they laugh.
See if you can stand over here because we're gonna say bye once you say bye.
So like the dampening material, when they were putting it all over the car, like they were throwing shit off the bridge and letting it hit the fucking car and hit each other.
Yeah.
It's just to show that rather than the car just completely crumble or rattle and stuff, that's what they're demonstrating. When they throw a sub through tables, it's just to be funny because, shit gets dropped during shipping. They're just showing that when it's dropped, it's not just shifting right over.
It's like what Derek was doing in his.
Derek, throwing stuff off the back of the truck.
They have a sound room. They have all these dynos, and the one guy, Dennis, who is their main builder, is very intelligent. And because he speaks mostly Russian, because he doesn't have to deal with outside language or trade, which he's getting better at. He's understands stuff now. He just can't speak it. He knows a lot of information.
Nice.
Every vehicle that they build, all their Super Street vehicles they did, like last year, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5
all came out of that guy's head.
They were all 73 plus. And they look a little janky from opening the doors, but the inside is all fine. Everything's nice, and they test everything like before anything is put into production. It's not like Sundown or anything like that, but there's certain companies who do a lot of catalog shopping.
They're definitely doing their thing, and they're doing a kick-ass job. They have a really cool facility. I saw a lot of the
they now have that install looking shop. Just that whole purpose is so people off the street who know the brand could kind of get their thing built by that team.
That's pretty cool.
So that's kind of what they did.
So Robert, let's cut this slightly out short. We've been on here for a while. How can people check out what you're doing?
I have a YouTube channel, The Demo Bus. I don't post a whole lot, kind of like what Kyle was saying. It's
gotta get back on it.
I had build log videos, like straight up just sat a GoPro up in the front while I'm just working by myself cutting stuff. Like there's no background music, there's no voiceover, there's no commentary.
Straight boring.
If I go to the bathroom, you see me go off air, come back eating a bologna sandwich,
Zipper undone.
Pepsi sitting on the thing. Like there's.
Do you have any other social media? Instagram, Facebook.
Instagram, The Demo Bus.
It's just The Demo Bus. That's how people find you.
Or you could punch in my name because of my background of being around for a while. Things will come up from old forums when I was on TV, some of my old episodes from being on Unique Autosports. I got like 27 pages of information if you Google search my name.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's nice that you stopped by today, man. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Everybody, let's say bye to that camera right there.
Thank you, Brian. I just want to say thank you for inviting us.
Thank you.
Yeah. We're not as interesting as
you're good.
Him. But I just want to say thank you. You always make us feel very welcome when you come. Jacob,
it was a pleasure, gentlemen.
Always open. Tell your mom I said hey.
I will.
Wink.
Wink, wink.
Donnie, thank you.
Hey, yeah.
Awesome.
Everybody, say bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Have a great day.
It's the loudest show around. Sundown After Dark with your host Brian Chamberlain, presented by Sundown Audio.